This right here is Nikola Jokic, 6'11", 280 pounds. And this right here is Draymond Green, 6'6", 230 pounds.
Jokic with 37 into Green. Green stole the ball! Green stole the ball!
How many players in NBA history have not only had the willingness to guard players 5 to 6 inches taller than them on a nightly basis, but have also had the strength, the ability, and the determination to make those players struggle on a consistent basis? The answer to that question might be one, and you guys are looking at him.
No, Lillard won't let it be a backcourt. Finds Vonleh! Blocked by Green! Oh, what a block from Draymond Green!
Even now at 35 years old, Draymond Green remains one of the most unique defenders this game has ever seen, and his value remains incredibly elite. Because whilst everyone loves to focus on his scoring averages, people should focus on another number, and that is the Golden State Warriors defensive rating. Because so far this season, they rank 8th in the NBA, and this is nothing new for Draymond or the Warriors. Because whilst everyone has fallen in love with the Dubs for their offense, and of course the greatest shooting backcourt of all time, a large part of their success has been due to defense, and there is one player more responsible for that defense than anyone else, and that is Draymond Green. Because yes, whilst the Warriors aren't at the top of the West right now, they are still a top 10 defense like I mentioned, but they have had some truly great defensive seasons because of this man, ranking top 6 in 6 of the last 11 seasons and top 3 in 4 of those. And if you want to know why they've been so great defensively, it's because Draymond gives you absolutely everything on that end of the floor. I already showed you a glimpse of what he can do, guarding a 3-time MVP and a legit 7-footer, but how about his ability to cover distance and block 3-point shots? Like on this play where he's initially guarding Gafford in the paint. Watch his eyes. The second he realizes Luka is kicking it to Najee Marshall, Dre is instantly on his bike, getting out there and blocking the shot. And just because he's Draymond Green, he manages to keep the ball in, finding Melton in the process, who went down the other end for the layup. And this is not a one-off. Draymond has mastered the ability to not only protect the rim, but use his instincts, his quickness, and his absurd length to block shots on the perimeter as well. With another example here, where he's initially in the paint waiting for the Zion drive, the second Zion passes it up, he sprints out and contests Ingram's shot. When talking about Draymond's defense, there are so many layers to everything he does. From the physicality, to the instincts, to the energy, to the way he communicates, but most importantly, it's the focus. He is laser focused on defense at all times, which is the difference between Brandon Ingram getting an open 3 in transition and getting his shot blocked. And this is what you'll notice about Draymond, is he never stops thinking on the defensive end of the floor. He is constantly looking for ways to make a play. Like here with Nembhard on an island against Wiggs. Dre is guarding Turner in the corner, but the second he realizes Nembhard get that step, watch him help over and strip the ball from Nembhard, forcing the turnover. It's not only having the IQ to help over at that time, but it's those lightning quick reflexes that he also has to strip the ball at the perfect time. And this right here is what the stat sheet does not show. And it's one thing for me to say all of this, but how about the 3-time MVP who said this after playing him in the playoffs just a couple of years ago? I think, to be honest, he stopped much better offensive players than me throughout his career. He needs to do everything. He's really accepting the role, and he's being the best he can in that role. He's a big part of their winning, their rings. You can hear him talking non-stop on defense. He's actually their eyes and their ears. And there is no better sign of Draymond's intelligence than his defense in transition. When you have no time to think or react, but simply have to make a play. You could argue no one in NBA history has been better at doing just that. that, I immediately think back to the 2017 playoffs against Portland when he did this.
No, Lillard won't let it be a backcourt. Finds Vonleh. Blocked by Green. Oh, what a block from Draymond Green.
In true Draymond fashion, stopping Damian Lillard from taking the three wasn't enough. He had to then turn his head and somehow, someway, block Vonleh at the apex with perfect technique and skill. If Steph Curry going behind the back and making Chris Paul fall over was perfect highlight-worthy offense, then this was perfect highlight-worthy defense. And the beautiful part is, Draymond is still making plays like this.
Martin drives it. Martin hangs and is blocked by Green. The wingspan got him.
Watch here with Draymond initially guarding Hawkins in the corner. In front of him is one of the most explosive athletes the game has ever seen. So Dre helps off Hawkins, and whilst backtracking, he manages to block Zion at the rim. And yes, I know in that clip it shows it was a foul, but that was overturned because it was indeed clean, which was just one of 4 blocks he had against Zion in that game, holding him to 5 of 20 from the field and making Zion look like a regular human, which is not an easy feat at all. And I think this is really indicative of how unique Draymond is as a defender, because Zion is a guy that has pretty much been unstoppable his entire career when he's been healthy, with his size, his strength, and his quickness. Yet Dre has found a way to use his combination of size, strength, and IQ to bridge the athleticism gap between the two, turning the matchup in his favor on numerous different occasions. Look at him here, where off the handoff, Zion goes to his left, but Dre is there to slide over and perfectly contest it, blocking the shot. How many players do you know that can match up against 7-footers, can guard the most explosive forwards in the league, and can also get out on the perimeter and can block 3-point shooters? I'll wait for you to answer that question. Actually, I won't wait because that'll take forever. And you'll also be waiting forever to find a guy who can do all of that whilst giving you guard-like passing skills as well. Yes, Draymond Green might not average the most points per game, but his ability to playmake for the entire roster, and most importantly, his chemistry with Steph Curry, is something you very rarely see from a non-point guard. I mean, how many times have we seen Draymond just know where Steph is? Whether it's throwing a no-look pass to Steph and then setting a screen, finding cutters, or most impressively, his ability to leverage Steph Curry's gravity in pick-and-roll situations. Like here, where 2 defenders go to Steph off this Draymond screen. But watch Dre's ability to catch that pass in traffic, and off one step he spots Kuminga and throws a perfect alley. Or on this play where it's off the ball, with Dre setting the pin down for Steph, both defenders go to Steph, and watch Dre then find JK cutting to the rim. This right here is why Draymond Green and Steph Curry have been such a formidable duo for so long, because you have to choose between letting Steph Curry get a good look, which is never a good idea, or giving Draymond Green the opportunity to dice you up with his playmaking, which is equally never a good idea. And for all of these reasons, Draymond Green is a Hall of Famer, a champion, and one of the greats of this game. And even now at 35 years old, his impact is still as evident as ever.